Bloody hell, that's loud.
Yeah, okay. That was a really good intro. You know, I haven't actually seen that intro video, Asim. Great work.
Really?
Great work. I've seen little bits of it, but that's the first time I've sort of like paid attention to it. Great introduction video. But away from that, welcome to Chip and Cheen. This is the second Chip and Cheen, I believe, in 2 weeks. So people are getting spoiled for choice now. Well, there is no choice, is there? It's not that Asim's got his. Oh, he's sorry. I apologize. He's got his tactical show this year. Sorry, and it was a great show as well. On did you do one for Atletico Madrid?
No.
Oh no, okay, no problem. You know,
Got out.
Tell you watches, can't you?
periodically. But guys, this is Chip and Cheen Friday night as we gear up for the big another big game. So let's say I was about to say a big game, but we've had many big games already this season. The Merseyside derby. Cheen, straight to you. How are we? I saw your celebrations on the watch along. Very good. El Capitano. I saw you jumping for joy when Verge hit the winner, and Junior as well, who's on the watch along as well. Great to see him. And then obviously Asim, who wore black. Listen to my advice. He looked trimmed, didn't he? He looked a little bit more slimmer. I don't know what he's done, but great work.
It's the new software.
Avi, you got to him, bro. You got to him.
No.
You did, yeah, because you were black, man.
Oh yeah,
You must have got to him.
He wears black a few times. But Cheen, how are you today? Tell me.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't really complain, man. Yes, yeah, mate. Yes, yeah. Just have to be up tomorrow morning, up early for the watch along against Everton. Massive game. Looking forward to it.
Ben, how are we? You just joked behind the scenes before we went live, saying that you're going to be setting off in an hour. But I heard, and I know that you were at the game on Wednesday. How was it, especially when the Verge hit the winner?
Oh man, what a way to start the campaign, flipping heck. Absolutely brilliant game. I thought Liverpool played probably the best they've played all season, to be honest, overall, over the 90 minutes. I thought he played really well. But unfortunately, Atletico just didn't know how to lay down, and we let them sneak back in. Very, very fortuitous. The first goal, I haven't seen it back. He was clearly blocking this line of sight, Griezmann, so that should have been disallowed, to be honest. But we got our luck with Robbo's goal, and they got their bit of luck with the heavily deflected Llorente's second goal as well. So it was probably one of those games, but yeah, it could have easily have ended up 2-2. But Liverpool played really well. They had a great chance with Salah. They had a great chance with Ekitike, and then El Capitano pops up with the winner at the end. And it was all worth it for that celebration on the watch along.
Asim, I'm just going to come straight to you. Whenever there's mention of Salah or King, I've got to come to you. But the King, Mohamed Salah, I thought for the first 30 minutes, he was back to his best. Sensational. Doing the things that we have seen him do in previous years, especially last season, but that second goal, talk through it, because Grab, who had another great game, I thought he was brilliant. And Cheen, if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you see Cheen's show on Grab. He's changed his tune on him now after a few games, after a few months now, after a few years. What do you mean? You wanted him out at the first season, but we'll come to that. We'll come to Grab and Szoboszlai. Because we will cover both. We'll have to cover both. But Asim, speak on the King. First 35. First half.
You can get your domestic out of the way if you want, nice and early. You too.
We'll wait for it. We want to hear about the King.
Big up to Unks is in the house talking about the big fans of the King. Unks is giving everyone salam alaikum. People, Salah, what a goal. And there's a proper iconic photo going around, isn't there? Where 3 Atletico Madrid, it's a still image. I saw it today, actually. I didn't see it on the night. I don't know who took that photo, but it's a brilliant photograph where...
Surprised it wasn't your camera that took the picture.
I'm too far away from L6, how you know? Too far away. But you know what? 100%. I'm glad you came to Salah, because these sort of players, I said, look, when they just need to flick a switch and they sense that this is a big night, the first opening night of the Champions League, it's like Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone's boys coming into town. They come in to spoil the party. And they learned a few tricks from Atletico Madrid are not the side like Burnley, but they probably thought, and they probably saw that game at you know what, we're going to make it life difficult for their players as well, for their creators and for their proper players to express themselves. But you know what, just what you said, for the first 20, 30 minutes, there's a few things that Salah does, and you think, you know what, he's on it today. He doesn't need to create in terms of an actual assist and a goal, but you know he's in the mood, and you're encouraged by that. And it happens straight away from the start of the game, where he comes off the line and he plays it first time ball inside to an either a running right back underlapping into the channel, or if it's a Soboslai or anyone who's playing that number 10 who's coming across. And you think, you know what, that ball is good. Why? It's because he's connecting in one motion, but also his touch. And we've all talked about it, that, you know what, he has been scoring, and his GA is still, you know, at a decent level for someone like him. But he's not playing well enough. But I think with him and where he is at his career, where he needs movement around him, and although Dominic Szoboszlai can play that really energetic right back role, but he plays it slightly differently. And if I may say so, I think all three players play the right back role slightly differently. And I'm glad he had Frimpong. What Frimpong allows more than anybody else is his starting position is slightly higher. And I can remember me, Cheen, and Ben were on the show, and I saw 30 minutes. I saw the first half against Preston at Bradley in the first half, and I saw Frimpong against Preston in the second half in that pre-season fixture. And I said, you know, I saw some subtle differences, and the subtle differences that is Frimpong starts higher, and when he does, it allows the King to play slightly narrower. And when he's at this stage of his career, he hasn't got the legs to take on players, although he can create the isolation on the flanks because he's such a great player with a little shimmy, with a little subtle movement. He gets a yard and then he creates from there. He doesn't have to take a player on. But I'm glad he connected because we gave him the ball. He got involved. And when the King gets involved and he's in the mood, Avi, then anything is possible. And I love that goal. I love that image. And it was very, very encouraging for the Salah fans and the non-believers when it comes to Salah, that he looked in the mood. And like I said, when he's in the mood, it can only mean a good thing for Liverpool.
He looked in the mood, Cheen, and Asim just pinpointed the importance of Frimpong. Do you think Frimpong is the best suited to be that right back for Salah to play a little bit further up because of the recovery pace of Frimpong, and just because Frimpong's overlaps just disrupts the opposition's defensive shape and it allows Salah to come in more?
Look, in terms of Frimpong defensively, and I've mentioned it every single time I've seen Frimpong play, is I've not seen him struggle defensively as yet. You know, we were told all sorts regarding his play. Oh, he's a shite right back. Players can go past him at ease. You know, he's probably worse. You know, he's just as bad as Trent. I'm yet to see any performance yet from Frimpong defensively to say to me, you know what, this guy isn't a defensively decent and he can't defend. He's been solid defensively, like Ab says. And, you know, there was a moment in this game and it showed intelligence. And I spoke about it in the show that, and whilst it happened, and I remember pointing it out to Asim, was there was a time there was their full back and their left winger, and they were coming at Frimpong. Frimpong had the pace because obviously he's probably one of the quickest players in world football. He didn't engage. He didn't engage on the full back. He waited and ran backwards. That showed defensive intelligence where he knows he's got the pace. He doesn't really need to engage because then he would have played the ball to the winger. And he ran back another 20 yards quicker than any other player because it was a 2-on-1. And he won the ball back from whoever received the ball. I don't know if it was the fullback or the actual winger. That was defensive intelligence, Avi, that he showed me that, you know what? This guy can defend. This guy is a decent right back defensively. Offensively, look, Avi, he gives us something he gives us pace. You saw the amount of times when Salah gets the ball, he makes his outside channel run right and he just bombs it and he goes. That creates isolation for Salah where he's one-on-one with either a winger or a defender. And he definitely creates a lot more space for Salah when he actually plays the game. But I'm really, really impressed with him. I've got no issues with him defensively as of now. Obviously, he's been tested. I know he's been out. He was out for the game because he was injured as well. But he looks a decent player defensively. If we can really unlock his offensive traits in the coming games, I think we've got an unbelievable right back. Look, I love Conor Bradley. I think he's fantastic. But there's something about Frimpong wanting to make it work at Liverpool Football Club. You can see it in him that, you know what, he's willing to give anything and everything to try and cement that right back position. And look, it's a brilliant thing for Liverpool that they've got two really, really good right backs who are going to fight out for that position.
Is he your first choice?
For me, yes. He's my first choice.
Same.
I think because he's a live wire,
Wow.
he has that energy about him. I think he has to be, if he's fit, as of now, he has to be first choice Asim. I think.
We know what the greatest thing about Liverpool's right back is. Every week we're changing our opinion who's our first right back
I
choice.
know, that's the crazy thing. Because I think me and Ben at the start of the season, we were all in Connor Bradley. I think me and Ben were probably the two that said, you know what, Connor Bradley starts, you know, they did good pre-season, blah, blah, blah. We were all in, but within 3 or 4 games, we can sort of see a slight change in our thoughts. But that's a good thing. In 3 or 4 more weeks, we might say Szoboszlai. We might be saying Asim was calling for Szoboszlai 2 weeks ago as the right back that wants to play with, that we want to play there. So it's a good thing, isn't it?
With Connor
I've said it
Bradley,
a few times. I don't think there is an out and out first choice at the moment. I just don't think there is an established first choice.
I think we can. I think we can sort of ignore. I think we can sort of relax on the Szoboszlai right back shifts now, or him starting there now. I think if Bradley and Frimpong are fit, I think those two will be the rotation. I think with Szoboszlai now, we've seen it. I mean, Szoboszlai, look, he's been a revelation wherever he plays. But I think now in that midfield area, especially against Atletico and the second half of the Burnley game, I think he's best suited there. Ben, I just want to come to you because I want to stay on that midfield. Is Wirtz, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch currently on current form? Is that the three that you go with now?
Wirtz, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch. Good question. Personally, no. I just think he's desperate to get McAllister up to fitness, and as soon as he is fit, he will be. I suppose on right this minute, as in tomorrow, would he go with Gravenberch and Szoboszlai and Wirtz? I think he probably will. I personally wouldn't. I would drop Cody Gakpo for tomorrow, and I would play Wirtz off the left. But I think with the substitutes that got made yesterday on Wednesday, Cody came off early, Wirtz came off early, so they pretty much guarantee that they're starting on Saturday. But then it's a really good question. You really would want McAllister to be starting this game. So who drops out? I hope he doesn't accommodate.
I thought he struggled when he came on. I thought he struggled when he came on, and I was having a little run-in with Cheen about this on the phone. I thought McAllister struggled when he came on, and I thought they got the better.
I agree.
Hold of that midfielder, especially when
he's nowhere near his best. Yeah, he's nowhere near his best. But we keep saying, how does he get to his best level if he doesn't play? So it's a catch-22 situation, isn't it? You know, he's in the best 11 without a shadow of a doubt. But now that you've got everyone fit, who drops out? That's the question. Because I don't want to see Szoboszlai being accommodated in the team at right back. If he wants to play Szoboszlai at right back because he thinks he's the best choice at right back, fine. But don't accommodate him because he's got to find a place for him in the team. And I think that's quite two different things.
Asim, surely right now you don't put Szoboszlai back at right back just to accommodate him. You put him through the middle because you've seen him the 45 against Burnley.
Don't ask him, my right back.
And then you saw against Atletico Madrid.
Avi, I think the decision for Arne Slot, and for me at the moment, is an easy one, is because of the form and the fitness of McAllister isn't good enough, and we shouldn't pick players on reputation. Yes, some players like Virgin, Salah, and you probably can put McAllister in a level below that in terms of credit in the bank, but he still has plenty of credit, and that's why I'm not. Look, I don't want to say it, but I was probably the first person to come out last season and say this player we should adjust, and horses for courses. I'm concerned about this player, especially in the big away games where he's targeted. He's targeted where the opposition bring their right-sided midfielder across to the right in order to drag McAllister out, especially when Liverpool are set in a 4-2-4, when they've got the two in the middle and the right back is high, and big teams like PSG and Arsenal and Man City and all these guys and Newcastle have that right back high, and it means Gravenberch has to mop up on the right and McAllister has to go out to the left, and that's what happens. And Liverpool are stretched then, and can you go and shuttle across to the left and come back in to make Liverpool keep compact? And I don't think that's his game. especially when he gets involved in a really physical, fast, end-to-end game. He's all about controlled environments, and he's a wonderful, wonderful footballer. And he's got that Argentinian warrior mentality. And we've talked about it. I don't need to talk to you about McAllister's traits, but I think at the moment he's not in the Liverpool's best midfield. And I think that has become an easy decision for Liverpool. Does that mean he just shouldn't get the minutes to prove himself and get back up to fitness? No. Right now, Dominic Szoboszlai, whether he plays at right back, whether he plays in the number 10, whether he plays in the left of midfield, Dominic Szoboszlai played 3 positions on Wednesday night. And that shows you two things, that he's an unbelievable, adaptable and versatile footballer, but it also shows how important he is to Arne Slot and the Liverpool team.
Any rebuttal to that, Cheen?
Look, Avi, in terms of Szoboszlai, I'm not going. It's for me. It's not about rebuttal. I have to think about what's the best for this football club. And right now, and I've mentioned it on a previous shows, that number one, Dominic Szoboszlai has to start for Liverpool Football Club. Like Asim mentioned, I don't really give a shit where he starts, but he has to start, whether it's a 10, whether it's wide on the left, whether it's in the double pivot, or whether it's at right back. This lad is pivotal for Liverpool. Dominic Szoboszlai is. When we're talking about Alexis McAllister, I still believe he's our best midfielder. People can say, obviously, Gravenberch, and think, yeah, I have no issue with that. But for me, Alexis McAllister is our best midfielder. But as of right now, we all know he's not on it. We all know he's coming back from an injury, and he's nowhere near the level there where we've seen McAllister at, or especially over the last 2 years that he's been at this football club, because he's been brilliant. So as of right now, Dominic Szoboszlai, Gravenberch playing that midfield without a shadow of a doubt with Florian Wirtz. The only and if he wants to play anywhere else, he can. But for me, Alexis McAllister is a stalwart in this midfield. There's no one can change that for me. I'll be honest with you. I just think he's an unbelievable footballer, and he will make us tick. Without him, when he's not playing, we miss him. Yes, I can accept. People can say, you know what, there's games where he hasn't been at it, the physicality of the Premier League, there's a game or two against Arsenal, but the games against Newcastle, you can turn to me and say, you know what, he wasn't great in them games, because there's a certain trait that he doesn't have.
Yeah,
it's a certain trait that he doesn't have, which is needed when you play against.
Well, that's important, Cheen. Sorry to interject. Do you think that trait, realistically, he's never going to have that? And in terms of Ryan Gravenberch, there's a lot of development.
Yeah,
Dominic Szoboszlai, there's a lot of development just in the last month or two. Physically, they look different players, and I don't think McAllister, yes, he'll improve fitness-wise, but in terms of that physicality of getting speed and adapting to those sort of environments, I don't think he'll ever get there, Cheen. Look, I don't think that development's there.
Okay, that's fine. But one thing that I will say is, out of all the likes of Gravenberch, the likes of what's his name, Dominic Szoboszlai, yes, they've had good games in the recent. They're probably Dominic Szoboszlai and Gravenberch are probably playing the best football they've played at Liverpool Football Club over the last 2 years. Both of them been here. This is probably the best we've seen of Dominic Szoboszlai, if I'm honest. This is the best we've seen him.
Yeah.
When McAllister is best, with respect, they're not on that level as him. I'll be straight with you. Gravenberch, you can say he is on that level, but in terms of the two in midfield, McAllister's a different breed, and there's players that you need in your midfield, and there's characteristics that you have to possess. You mentioned the Argentine warrior. Avi, 1 second. You mentioned there is no bigger winner in our team as bigger than Alexis McAllister, and I can say that maybe a Salah or Van Dijk. After that, there's no bigger winner in this side that's got the tete and got the balls to play at that sort of level like Alexis McAllister has.
Asim, my theory, Asim, is because you have Wirtz, he's a luxury player, but we know he's got the legs as well. He has provided the legs, and we've seen the kilometers that he's been covering since he's been at Liverpool compared to his game time at Leverkusen. Because of Wirtz and the way he floats amongst the front three and he becomes that sort of quartet, is it important that legs are so important in our two, in Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, where they provide the legs, but Mac doesn't? Hence why Szoboszlai and Grav, and I know Cheen will dispute this, but I think Grav and Szoboszlai, when fit and playing to the standards that they are now, regardless of whether McAllister picks up form or not, that those are the two that you permanently go with now?
I don't think Liverpool will go permanently. There will be times, and I don't agree with Ben's prediction that he'll go with Wirtz from the left. I don't particularly like that. I wrote that massive thread, as you know, at the start of the season. I said Wirtz on the left hand side. You'll see, and you saw that against Burnley. You saw that against Atletico Madrid. But I think it'll be like different variations of Liverpool amongst the game state, and he'll react to that. But on paper, I don't think Wirtz will play 3 games in a row from the left hand side. And the reason why I mentioned that is, if you look at McAllister, realistically speaking, and just to see how Ryan Gravenberch got that lone pivot role earlier last season in pre-season, where Curtis got it first and a few others had it first, and then Ryan Gravenberch made it his own, is because he is the most press resistant out of Dominic Szoboszlai and McAllister. McAllister has got the traits. He can go. He can he can pop it off first time, and he can make the pitch bigger. And he's that all phase player. But the problem is when you've got someone like Florian Wirtz and we're going through him and we want him to roam around, we want him to give him the freedom of the pitch. I think it does put a bit more responsibility, and you touch on it, on the physicality and the legs of the remaining two. And then you have to put, again, let me get it out of the way as the customary thing I do. I mentioned Trent. If you have that right back who has to go and support Salah and has the responsibility to be higher up the pitch because they don't have that pass from a standing position, put all this together, the responsibility from that too, you have to win your duels. You have to be, a lad who gets about the pitch and, eats up ground. And again, McAllister isn't that. Look, I absolutely love him. Whenever I've seen him in the last season, especially on the big nights, especially at Anfield, that he does take the game, the scruff of the neck. And I agree with Cheen that in terms of mentality, I think he's up there in the team, especially when you won a World Cup and you rub shoulders against Messi. Surely that has an effect on you. But I won't be concerned because he's got the mentality. But in terms of traits, I'd say Dominic Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in an ever physical league, and he's getting even more physical and more powerful, that if it gets more towards that sort of thing, he will struggle, especially in the big away games.
Ben, you were at the game, and you would have seen Gravenberch in the flesh. I thought he was magnificent. And from his early sort of few months at Liverpool, where I think he was still trying to find a position. I think the coaches, Pep Linders and Klopp, were trying to find a proper position for him in the midfield area. He was getting, in a 10 and an 8, and you can see he revels in an 8. He wants to be a bit more advanced. He wants to be that sort of, the carrier of the team. He wants to have those responsibilities that he had at Ajax at a young age. But he has toned it down. He has sat back a lot more. He is trying to be that sort of 6 hybrid role. What was your thoughts on him on Wednesday? Because I know these two now, obviously with the watch-alongs, but what were your thoughts on Gravenberch? Because in my opinion, this season already, I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world. I think he's up there with the likes of Pedri, who was absolutely magnificent yesterday at St. James's Park. But I think that's how good Gravenberch is.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. He was brilliant last season. He got better and better as the season went on. He played a lot of games, obviously, but then he come to a position where he did start to run out of steam. But he's had a bit of a rest over the summer, and he's come back, and he's just gone straight back into where he was last season, just dominating games, and he looks brilliant. Like, there's a couple of situations again on Wednesday where he just drops the shoulder, he rolls his man, and he just peels off him and just absolutely storms away from him, and there's nothing he can do about it. There was one lovely little moment where somebody went like shoulder to shoulder with him, or he was actually about a foot shorter and gonna have just put him on his ass, and it was like, just go away. And he's still 22, 23?
22.
Oh, it's ridiculous how good he can be. Obviously for him to take his game to that elite level, he needs to be able to burst away from players and then pick the right pass, or then have the shot, or then, step inside and not give the ball away, lay it off and keep the ball. So that's the next level for him to take his game to. But yeah, he's pairing at the moment and he looks great. And I would, he is the one stalwart and he is the one consistent in our midfield at the moment. We won't be rotating him apart from Tuesday, but we won't be rotating him anytime soon.
Cheen, one of the best midfielders in the world.
He's unbelievable, Avi. I spoke about Ryan Gravenberch. It just did a show just speaking practically about him, how unbelievable he's been since the start of last season, if I'm honest. Yes, he might have tailed off for a few months back end of last season when we were close to winning the title, but the way he started this season, he's literally taking the piss every single game. Every single game, he's arguably one of the best players, if not the best player on that football pitch. The way he glides, the way he receives the ball. And the one thing I have to give it to him is, as both Asim and Ben mentioned, is his physical attributes that we're seeing a lot more of this season. Like Ben mentioned, he literally shoved that guy and the guy went flying. We saw, there was a graph that I saw in terms of his duels won percentages, where he was at around 50, then went to 40. Last year he was at 36. He's on 64 for the first few games that he's played this season. Yeah, and that just goes to show you the sort of level Ryan Gravenberch is going towards, because he's going to be an unbelievable footballer. And I mentioned it, that on the ball, he's without doubt the best six, if you ask me, in the world right now, on the ball. And then obviously off the ball, there might be somebody like a Caicedo or other players who are a bit more dogged. But honestly, the guy's been sensational to the way he's started this season. I just hope he can continue his form. And look, last season, he only tailed off, Avi, because the previous years, he hasn't played the minutes. He's not used to playing them type of minutes, because he was probably not on the bench a year before that. 1 year at Liverpool, got injured. Then the year previous to Bayern. Now he's had that 1 year where he's played the minutes. I think you're going to see a Ryan Gravenberch who's just going to improve and improve, especially over the coming months.
Yeah, he looks so fit at the moment.
He does.
Asim fulfilling his potential from his early days at Ajax. He was a hot shot coming through the system, gets his move to Bayern. Doesn't work out, still picks up a league title there, comes to Liverpool. Obviously, we've seen the incredible season that he had last year, and yes, he had a bit of a tail off, which was standard for a player that hadn't played for the previous 18 months properly. This season, he got to get obviously suspended for the first game, gets back, Newcastle hits the goal. Someone just mentioned it. He's gonna attract certain teams.
Oh, here we go.
In
you
Spain,
scored McAllister.
He's gonna.
You're gonna sell Gravenberch.
No.
Who else is selling?
Hear what I'm going to say.
I know where you're going with this.
He's going to attract certain teams.
McAllister, he has sold. You know that he's going next. He's going to summer.
So he's going to Real Madrid.
Yeah. He's going to attract.
He's gone.
He's going to attract certain teams around the world. Top, not top teams, but like teams like of Madrid's ilk. Surely we tie him down with a new contract.
How many years has he got left?
I think he's only got
three.
But I would look to be extending it now. If Slot's staying, you extend his contract. Yeah. Same with Szoboszlai too.
I think.
Not sure about Szoboszlai.
I think the first contract that we hear about is Arne Slot. Arne Slot's contract going for, and then we'll start hearing some McAllister contract news. And hopefully Ivo Kanate contract news as well, although that's a bit more concerning. But Ryan Gravenberch, what can we say that we haven't said? Some idiots said he's not a natural six and he shouldn't be playing there. The first point, I can understand. He's not a natural six. But what he's done, he's been an absolute revelation. He's making that spot his own. I've said about it that we talk about Fabinho's, Rodri's, and the tempo setters, the natural destroyers. He is making that role. And the best thing, and you have to give a lot of credit to the intelligence of Slot's players, but this is a lot down to the coaching staff and especially Arne Slot himself in terms of how he uses different traits in different setups and in different game states when Liverpool are playing. And we saw Dominic Szoboszlai. We talk about Ryan Gravenberch, and I mentioned it many times on Twitter, even today when I wrote a big massive essay on the fluidity and the rotations of Liverpool, where Ryan Gravenberch has got the ball. Yes, you see him splitting centre backs. You see him picking up the ball from centre backs in deep areas, and even on the touchline when he's receiving outside the block, and he's dropping the shoulder and he's carrying the ball from all parts of the pitch. But what also Arne Slot has realised that is, if there's a weakness at the moment in Ryan Gravenberch's game, it is breaking lines, and especially with compact teams like Atletico Madrid. And this is probably something that we learned from the Burnley game. If teams are sitting really compact and are really resilient making it difficult for you, then you need your creators. What happened there? You need your creators higher up the pitch. If you put Dominic Szoboszlai in a number 10 position, if you put Florian Wirtz receiving in a box midfield in a from a number 10 position, then you don't have that constant supply of someone breaking the lines from deep. Although we've got Virgil van Dijk who does it, but when he goes and puts the ball into midfield, Ryan Gravenberch over a game or over a season is not going to break lines. But the fluidity between Dominic Szoboszlai rotating with Ryan Gravenberch, and then who better than Ryan Gravenberch to receive in one motion, turn on the sixpence and carry the ball in one motion. It is a joy to watch and aesthetically pleasing than anything in football. That way he carries it, the way he drops his shoulder and he opens the pitch up for Liverpool. But he's learning, he's developing, he carries the ball better than most people, he connects. But you have to give a lot of credit to Arne Slot in terms of realizing the different strengths of his players and utilizing them in different setups. It's a joy to watch, and long may it continue, Avi.
Mute, Cheen.
Sorry, Avi, question for you. Obviously, you're a massive fan of Pedri. You've been speaking about him over the last, as soon as he broke through. Well, you might have tweeted about him 15 years ago, but koi pata nahi tha, yeah. But on a serious note, look, there's 3 midfielders right now in world football that you look at and you think, you know what, these 3 are unbelievable players. For me, it's Vitinha, Pedri, and Gravenberch. Yeah.
Oh, you got to put João Neves in there. João Neves in there. You got to put João Neves in there.
PSG's midfielder.
João Neves, you got to put him in there.
Decent. Yeah, I'm talking about. Oh, Yara, he's decent, but he's.
Oh, yeah, you got to put Fabian Ruiz in there too. Fabian Ruiz in there too.
What in the
Bruno in as well?
In the world?
Oh, Fabian Ruiz is class.
Oh, come on,
you're
Avi,
good. Asim, I came to you with this question thinking you know a bit about football, and this idiot starts talking about Fabian Ruiz and starts talking about João Neves. Asim, I come to you.
It's about 42 from the Ruiz now, isn't he?
Right.
Gina, if you're asking me to pick who I'm going to pick, is that what you're going to ask me?
Yes.
Pedri.
Oh,
if you're the choice,
He's just too good.
He's unbelievable.
He's a tempo setter, man. Yesterday, if you just watched him at St James's Park, he didn't even need to speed up the game. The world was at his feet yesterday. And then even Frankie de Jong,
Vitinha, with respect to Pedri, and I'm not having I think Vitinha took the complete piss out of every team in Europe last year.
No, Vitinha
he literally took the piss out of everybody last year, by the way.
Gene, for Vitinha is a superb footballer, don't get me wrong, and the Champions League exploits. But you got to remember, Vitinha played in such a perfect balanced midfield with João Neves and Fabian Ruiz. It was a perfect balance. We couldn't. We struggled against it.
These lots of they've got Frankie de Jong, who was arguably just as good as Pedri yesterday.
Frankie's been in and out, injuries. He's been inconsistent. Gavi's been inconsistent. Pedri last season when they won the league, him, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Yamal, they were sensational, absolutely sensational. Pedri holds it together. And look, if it wasn't for that bad injury when the Spanish national team started taking him to Olympics and played like 72 games in a singular calendar year, the Pedri now of the last 18 months. This should have been the Pedri for the last 3 years. That's how good he is. I think he's a superb player, and he's my dream player. If there's one player that I would want to grace the Premier League and grace Liverpool Football Club, it would be Pedri. But look, Vitinha's sensational. João Neves, Ruiz.
Oh, yeah, don't mention their names, man. I'm talking about João Neves.
They're all elite footballers right now. All elite midfielders right now. But Cheen, your boy has the potential to be that. Your boy, I'm talking about Adam Wharton. He has the potential to be that in another year or 18 months' time. Because he's not a typical British English midfielder.
Are you comparing Adam Wharton?
No. He has the European culture. Hear me out. I'm very, really wrong on a player's trait. He has that European culture that not many English players have. And you will see Adam Wharton in a year or 18 months, he will be sensational.
No, I don't doubt that.
If he was Spanish, he would be at Madrid right now, Adam Wharton. That's how good.
What would his name be, Avi?
No, he would. Oh,
Adam
I don't know,
Martinho.
Coutinho or something. But Adam Wharton, I tell you what's the difference. Adam Wharton has a European culture about him. He knows how a game should be played. He can time a game as well. Not many British players like the Steven Gerrards couldn't time a football game. There's been many great British midfielders, great
Stevie
world
G
class,
could not
great.
time a football game.
Asim, you're not.
Can you explain?
Asim, you're
Can
not
you
understanding
explain?
what's
Have you forgot Stevie G
Scholes-
playing in the sixth role?
Scholes was a time
Have you
setter.
forgot?
Scholes was a time setter. He was a time setter.
But have you forgot how Stevie
Paul
G came
Scholes,
into the...
shut your mouth for a minute. Paul Scholes.
No, you
was
tell
one of
me.
the
You
very
made a
rare
big figure
footballers.
out there.
Paul
You
Scholes-
told me even
Paul-
Stevie G.
You're not gonna let me
You
finish.
told me
You're doing
Stevie
what
G.
you normally do. I'm not.
No.
You speak. Carry on. Carry on. No,
I want
forget
to
it. Forget it.
interject.
Forget
Why
the
can't-
argument.
why
Forget it.
can't
Forget
I
it. You're not gonna let me speak. I'm not gonna.
Why
This ain't
can't-
Simon.
No, you
This ain't
explain to me.
Simon.
What do you mean
Carry
about
on.
that?
Carry on.
You explained to me. You said
Carry on.
even...
I'm not gonna say my point. I am not gonna say my point.
No,
You don't know.
Now you know you made a blunder.
No, I don't.
Look,
There's
that's
certain footballers you
Okay,
fucking
Asim,
idiot.
one second.
There's certain
Let
footballers.
him speak now.
There's certain footballers that time their games. Rafa Benitez. These is why Rafa Benitez had a very had a struggle with Gerrard in the 8 as a box to
That
box
was earlier
midfielder.
in his career, though.
No, even the back end of his career. Yes, under Brendan Rodgers, he played because
you're
he had
telling me-
runners around him.
you're telling me he couldn't
had
control the
players
game
around
from there.
him. I don't do shows anymore. Where
You're telling me he
I'm not
couldn't
gonna do it.
control the game.
He Asim, there's very rare British players like what Paul Scholes did on a pitch throughout a 90 minutes, throughout a 15-year illustrious career, Gerrard could not do. But Gerrard he had other facets, he had other traits which made him the best British midfielder of all time, above Lampard, above Scholes. But certain players who can time a game from early on their career, like a Adam Wharton, the way he grasps a game, like a Thiago did, Alcantara at Bayern Munich,
rather than a time of game, you mean tempo setter.
A tempo setter. Gerrard was very hustle and bustle very early on. Yes, under Brendan Rodgers, that 1 year of 2013 and 14, that 1 year, only that one season where he was a lot more laid back in that 6. He was playing passes, but look at what he had in front of him. He had a Coutinho, he had a Sterling, he had a Suarez, he had a Sturridge, he had a Hendo helping him out. He had players to facilitate him in that role. But Adam Wharton, a natural tempo setter, in 18 months' time, you will see where he is. He will be at top.
I think the only time he really showed that he could do that was in
That's what
Rodgers'
my point
season,
was.
wasn't it? Where he was deep, wasn't he, towards the end of his career when he never had the energy to do box to box. But his attributes were designed to be box to box, to be hustle and bustle. So he never really needed to be a tempo setter. I don't for one second think he didn't have the technical ability to be a tempo setter, but it's like didn't need to be because he was too busy smashing people and
even
scoring
for England,
goals.
even for England, Gerrard struggled, and there's no harm in saying that.
The good thing about Gerrard, I think, is that he probably could have been a tempo setter, but then somebody like Xavi or Iniesta, they were tempo setters, but they couldn't do what Gerrard could do and become a box to box and be all hustle and bustle and smash people and score goals for fun.
Facets.
Another thing is, Ben, with respect, Gerrard had to be the box to box. He had no choice. Even if he wanted to play as a 6 and become a tempo setter, there was so much shit around him. He had to do the box. He had to do the 10 role. He had to play on the right hand side. He had to play the 6. He had to do everything. Because the players around him were not good enough. It's not about for me. Gerrard could do everything. That's
it. And that's what it was. His natural ability was to be a box to box.
The goats, they've got unbelievable players around him. Gerrard didn't have that. So it's only when he had these decent players around him towards the end of his career, he sat back in the 6 and started pinging 60-yard balls all game. That's what Gerrard did. And that was when he was 33 years old.
When we talk about Asim like Thiago Alcantara, Pedri, that's what I'm saying. That Adam wouldn't be like that. Like
you're telling me they were more natural at it, from
natural at that position. Yeah, Gerrard, that one season 2013-14 where you had to be a bit of discipline, but look what he had in front of him. He had world beaters in front of him. I know Sterling was still young, but Sturridge, Suarez when they were fit, Coutinho
was a bacha then, bro. Coutinho was literally just coming through.
Coutinho at the back end of that 2013-14 season was superb.
That was his first.
The winner against City.
He wasn't a world-class player then. Coutinho was a very good player. Sterling was a bacha. Suarez and Sturridge were the two. He had full-backs that were with respect. He had full-backs that were like Flanagan. The centre-backs. Who were our centre-backs then? Sacco. Was it Sacco?
Aga, Sacco,
Skirtle. Yeah,
I love him.
Avi, you're telling me Gerrard.
He had Joe Allen next to him, and with respect, Jordan Henderson.
Joe Allen.
No, but even Sven,
this is what I'm trying to you to understand. This is what he did.
Even Sven, even Capello, they struggled to put Gerrard as that sticking number 6 in that role. He did struggle in that role for England. He didn't have many great games for England. We have to admit that, guys. You're not talking as if Gerrard was in that.
In one of the tournaments, he was England's best player.
Oh, and where did he get to in that tournament?
Oh, well, what have England done? What have England done since 1966?
Well, they've got to 2 finals, haven't they?
Or
2
by
Euro
beating
finals.
Croatia about a couple of times.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They got to 2
Oh,
finals.
come
okay?
on, man.
Please. And I'm not an England
You're
fan.
telling me Gerrard could not play the quarterback role. You're telling me
he played it for 1 season. He played it for 1 season.
Yeah, because but then Roger decided him to drop him.
He played exactly. He dropped him. That's it. He played it great for 1 season. But what my point was, what Cheen was saying, that midfielders like Pedri, like timeless midfielders who have the world at his feet. You saw him against St James Park yesterday, against a Bruno Gomes, against Tonali. He taught them a lesson.
Gerrard's a timeless midfielder as well.
Gerrard is a unique footballer, a unique midfielder,
the
best of the best. But in a particular role, he wasn't the best at it. If that's what I mean, he wasn't the best at.
Well, maybe because he was 9 out of 10 in everything.
Yes, but Asim, we're talking about midfielders like Pedri. He wasn't a Pedri. He was nowhere near a Pedri. He was other facets that Pedri won't have. Pedri's not a box-to-box either. But what Pedri does in that role alone, there's no one that can touch him. Vitinha, yes, Vitinha is amazing at it as well. Those midfielders there are the ones that set the pace. Yeah, they're the pace setters for the team. They know when to play, dictate the motion of the game in the final third. Pedri, for me, Gina, like you asked me, I think he's the best midfielder in the world. And then you got, I think Gravenberch is up there right now. I think Gravenberch is up there. That 5, 6, 7 sort of those.
I'm quite intrigued by this because I think it's Vitinha. Yeah, I'll be honest from what I've seen. I think Vitinha is better than Pedri from what I've seen, especially over the last 18 months.
But
Vitinha in his game.
But how much better is he? It's not like you're saying as if he's miles better.
Pedri's good, decent. I rate him highly.
A hair strand difference.
Vitinha, the games I saw.
Would you swap him for Wirtz?
Who? No. I swap no player for Wirtz. I swap no player.
Would you swap Pedri for Wirtz, Javi?
No chance.
He's thinking about it.
He just told you he's
Ben, I've wanted Pedri since 2019.
Really? Would you swap for Vitinha for Wirtz?
I wouldn't. You know, not disrespecting your question. I hate the swap talk. Would you swap them?
No, I know. It's just a conversation.
I have no doubt.
I would take Pedri over Vitinha, though, Cheen.
But Vitinha would be more deeper than Wirtz, no? He'd be a lot more deeper than Wirtz.
I'm on about Pedri.
No, he's on about Pedri. I'm telling you, Vitinha takes the piss out of football, man. Last year, every single game that I saw Vitinha play last year, he took the piss.
The thing that's interesting though is though
even against Chelsea he done well as well.
I think Vitinha's class, but I think he would naturally struggle in the Premier League because of his
Pedri play against Inter Milan?
Who
wasn't Vitinha at Wolves?
Did he not play against Inter Milan? Did he play against Inter Milan? Pedri played against Inter Milan, didn't he?
Asim, was Vitinha at Wolves?
He was indeed at Wolves.
But that you can't say that. You can't like if
Vitinha was blessed. Vitinha is a blessed footballer, but he's also blessed with 2 great balanced midfielders too. João Neves, I think, he's the best.
And he's playing in the Farmers League.
He's one of the real deal. And Fabian Ruiz, we've seen what Fabian Ruiz has done in the last 18 months, right? What he's won for the national team and for PSG. I think he's got a balanced midfield too.
Yeah, but I don't think you can say it was Vitinha at Wolves. You know, people. You know, some players would just mature out later on.
Well, look,
you know,
I have no issue with
Gravenberch. Look at Gravenberch flipping out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, is Isak starting tomorrow?
Everton game. David Moyes. And apparently the weather's not too bright. Ben, is that the case? Is it awful?
It's awful. Yeah, it's going to be raining all day. There's a weather warning for 24 hours. It might be a flood.
Really?
Gene Slot mentioned that Isak was feeling it after 60 minutes. And, you know, the recovery was a little bit slow for him the next day. Do you chuck him in a Merseyside derby from the off?
No. And simply because if Arne Slot believes that it took a lot out of him, I refuse to believe that they will take a risk, especially with it being a derby. Massive games, 12:30 kickoff. Recovery times is only a couple of days. I don't think they take the risk. I think Ekitike starts tomorrow, and he comes on for 20, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I believe he'll get 30 tomorrow. And because look, and I've got no issue with that, Avi. I've got no issue with that. We want, of course, him to start, but we have to be pragmatic about things. We have to understand that we can't take any risks. Kloss, I mentioned in a couple of shows ago, Slot mentioned. Buddy giving you crap.
Stop, man. There's no AC on. What's going
Buddy,
on?
they're lying you, yeah?
No, she's put the heating on. She put the heating on.
I thought she was shouting for his tea.
The outside is 30 degrees. She's put the heating on, Ben.
Unbelievable.
Avi, you're gonna get battered after this show. I'm telling you.
Why are you talking to her? Look at now. He's nice and look at it. Look at this.
Now he's trying to play there.
You know, he's not even saying anything. He's not even saying anything.
She's gonna come in with a frying pan in a minute and smash him over the head.
My AC, okay. My house, my AC, okay.
You know what?
She's
not even there. She's probably at home. I guarantee you.
She put the heating on. I'll put it back to AC now.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Sorry,
that
boy,
number.
sorry.
That's what you're doing.
Cool.
Asim, you had a bit of a smirk when you said when Cheen responded with.
Just a happy guy.
He doesn't see Isak starting. Are you in the same way? Are you on that same journey that Isak doesn't start tomorrow?
Alexander Isak. Look at Cheen's face. Alexander Isak will be itching to start tomorrow.
He
will be itching. He'll have his some physios always at his house now. Tony Hussons getting him recovered. I'm telling you, he'll be itching to get 40, 50. We said he's going to get 45. And the good thing about, and the encouraging thing about Isak, we probably didn't see him for 25, 30 minutes. But when we did see him, he kept on getting better. And that is probably the reason why, and we were all surprised. We thought he
looked surprisingly sharp for someone who's not had preseason games, who's had light training, so we'd been told, and training away with Newcastle coaches or with the doctor or the physio, whoever. He looked surprisingly sharp on Wednesday. Your thoughts?
Me?
Speak then, Asim. Man, it's for Asim.
Oh, sorry.
About his shot. No, you don't have to say sorry. I know what you're laughing at. You're looking at a message. Who's messaged you?
You.
I'm
sure. I thought he looked surprisingly very sharp though on Wednesday. I thought he should have got a goal.
You know what? What a player. What a footballer. And you know what? I don't think he went to Sociedad to train. I think it was undercover training with us because, the sort of wavelength. Good players, when you play with fellow good players, you click straight away. You could tell he's huffing and puffing at times, let's be honest. And that wasn't a surprise, but his intelligence, when to go early and catch the keeper. He had some really good connecting play. And like I said, he kept on getting stronger, and he knew exactly what sort of game it was going to be on a Wednesday night. He was itching to start. And I was surprised, like everybody, I'll be honest with you, when he started. But when he got into the game, he needed a moment in the game, and he came, and I think he just connected, and he shot first time, and he went wide from the keeper to the keeper's left. But Avi, he is going to give us some moments. We're going to have some real fun. And the summer there...
Did you notice how fast his feet were? My word. Unbelievably fast feet on the byline.
And Arnie Slaughter's been talking about that player who can come into the pockets and connect and facilitate, and then be also the player who's going to play on the shoulders. He is the perfect striker for Liverpool. And that's why we didn't see a striker that has just not been training for the first 3-4 months, who's got a price tag of the British record, this summer. And he is going to fit like a glove, Avi. Make no mistake about it. And that's not the biggest take in the world. It's just an obvious thing to say.
Ben, when I come to you, you were there on Wednesday. I thought, like we just said,
I was definitely there on Wednesday, Avi, just so everyone who wasn't sure knows.
Surprisingly sharp, quick. I thought he could have grabbed himself a goal, sets up Wirtz as well. It was just unlucky when he tried to round off the keeper. I think there's a possibility that he starts tomorrow, Ben. That you give him another 60. I think he will be itching. He'll be itching to start. I know Slot has said, look what happened to Wisa. He's been injured, but a performance like that on Wednesday, where he just seamlessly looked in tune with the team, and I tweeted it as well. He just looked seamless in that Liverpool team. Why wouldn't you have a go at him with the Merseyside derby? Is it because of the Tarkowski and stuff? They'll try to put one on him very early on, and maybe when legs tire, you bring him on for the last sort of 25, maybe 30 or 15 or 20. Why wouldn't you start him tomorrow?
Yeah, I think they will err on the side of caution without a doubt. I think it'll definitely be Ekitike will start, and then they'll have Isak as a weapon off the bench. I think they've got to be smart with him. As much as we're speculating about training and stuff, and he does look sharp, and it's great to see. He has still not had a pre-season, and that was his first game, and obviously his body would be absolutely cranked after that game on Wednesday. None of us thought he was going to play more than 45, so for him to play 60, that was great. So yeah, to have him come off the bench in the derby would be what a weapon that is. But I also think you have to consider Ekitike, who started the season really well. He started his career at Liverpool really well. So all of a sudden, for him to not start the first Champions League game at Anfield, and then for him to not start a big game in the Merseyside derby when he is fully fit and fresh, then I think that's a little bit of a slap for him as well. So I think you need to keep all players on side. Don't get me wrong, when the season really gets going, I don't think he'll be too bothered about putting people's nose out. I think he'll go with his best team, but I think they'll err on the side of caution tomorrow, and it will be Ekitike who starts. I wouldn't have a problem if Isak starts. If he does start him, then it means he's confident that he's fine, which is great. But I think realistically, it's definitely an Ekitike start.
I can rest assure you that Asim does not condone or play any gambling. Even on a friendly bet, he'll never have a bet with me. So I can assure you, he does not play.
Shall we have a halal bet? Live halal bet.
It's still haram in my eyes. Halal bet. The word bet is still haram.
Halal game.
Banter.
Halal banter. When is banter not halal?
Alexander Isak starts tomorrow.
Yay! Yes, Abby, louder.
Alexander Isak, in my opinion, will start tomorrow.
Oi.
Opinion.
Clip this, man. Clip
Opinion.
it.
Asim, you?
What's left to be said? You
No,
said
what
it.
do you think? No, that's an opinion. What do you think?
My opinion is starts as well.
He starts tomorrow? Okay. Cheen?
Yeah, my opinion. Yeah. Opinion.
What Cheen do a 360 now? Roll it bag, 360 now.
Ekitike starts tomorrow, innit?
God, Cheen.
2-2.
Ben? Desmond?
Ekitike will start tomorrow, I think.
That's a Desmond. Okay. So let's just go into our starting 11 then. We'll do a joint one. I don't think there'll be many arguments. In goal, Alisson.
Check.
Left back, I'm going Kirkers.
Yep.
Check.
Asim. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
mate.
I had to think about it, man. Robbo's got a chance.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be Kirkes, yeah.
He did come off the ball, didn't he?
Because of Ndai, I think.
Konate Van Dijk.
Yep.
Yes.
Frimpong, right back.
Yes for me.
Yes for me.
Bradley for me.
I'll go with the Frimpong. Midfield 3, Szoboszlai, Grav, Wirtz. Not what you want to happen, but what you think will happen.
That's why I'm basing it on.
Yeah.
Bradley was.
Okay. So Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Grav for me. Ben?
Yeah, that's what I think will happen. Not what I want, but that's what I think.
Cheen?
Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz.
Gravenberch. What? So where's Szoboszlai? On the left?
Szoboszlai's playing, Wirtz will play from the left.
So is that what you predict or you want?
I think that's what's going to happen.
So Gakpo's getting dropped tomorrow.
I've got a feeling.
Okay, Asim?
Wow.
That's what I want.
Gakpo is going to play.
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will. But
So
I prefer
midfield 3, Asim, before I go to the front 3.
Midfield 3, I think, picks itself.
Okay.
Dominic Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch, and Florian Wirtz.
And my front 3,
There's no chance McAllister starts tomorrow.
Not in my opinion.
I mean, Cheen, because you got a knock as well.
I'm asking a question.
No, I think it hinders his chances. It's because he took a bad tackle.
He's been shit.
Obviously, there's a chance, Gene. Bloody, when his fitness was 50-50, he started against Arsenal.
Fuck off, promo, man. Macky shite. You know, when people talk shit like this, I don't like it, bro. Macky shite. What are you on about, Macky shite?
Behave.
He just won the World Cup for Argentina, you clown.
That's his opinion. That's his
that
opinion.
thing to say, bro?
That's his
Have
opinion.
you not
10-minute
ban
ban.
for the last fucking 2 years? Macky
Promo.
shite.
Honestly.
So front 3.
Yeah, I don't mind having a saying, but don't talk shit, bro. He's shite. Are you having a laugh?
Can I go with the front 3?
Go on then.
Cody, Isak, my king, Mohamed Salah. Isak 65. I would want that.
65.
Would you think that happens?
I think Slot will go with it. I think he'll go with it. I hope he goes with it. I know he said today, look, he realized he had been in a game because the morning recovery was a bit tough on him. But that would have been Thursday. Friday, today, they would have had a little session, maybe a double session. Tomorrow morning going into it. Actually, no, probably not in the evening session tonight. Going into it tomorrow, I don't know. I just want him to start against them.
If Ekatike starts, he does need to hold the ball up really well. I think he'll go and look for those pockets and get those centre backs.
He should have scored on Wednesday night. Salah laid it on a plate. Should have scored.
I flipped when he missed that chance, because I predicted 4-2.
That was a bad
He looked a lot better than he did against Burnley. I think Burnley, he was very compressed. He couldn't get out of it.
Against Burnley.
No, I didn't think he was great. I thought he was really poor against Burnley.
Struggled. I said he struggled against Burnley.
Wednesday, I thought he was good. So we're going to go with the front 3 that I've said. Gakpo, Salah, and Isak.
Yeah, I go with that.
I went for Wirtz.
Gakpo, Ekatike, Salah for me.
Wirtz, Ekatike,
Are you going
Salah.
with Wirtz on the left because of the struggle? Because Gakpo's struggling a little.
No, I want Wirtz on the left, but we're saying what we think Slot will do, aren't we? And I think he'll go Gakpo, Ekatike, Salah. But I want him to start Wirtz off the left.
Why, Ben? Why? You heard the manager even in the presser today and talk about Ekatike. Someone asked him, will we see Ekatike on the same pitch at the same time with Alexander Isak? And he said, look, we generally play a 4-3-3 and we play within a structure, although there's a lot of fluidity. And I just can't see it, man. Even when you saw him in on the left, his natural tendencies is to come inside, and especially against a team where even though Everton have bought some really good footballers, like expansive players that you won't see Jack Grealish on the edge of his own box for over 90 minutes over the course of a season. Dewsbury Hall is a decent footballer as well, and Dai we've seen, and Beto is their target man. So, but they will keep it compact. They'll try to keep it difficult for us, and you have to stretch the opposition. I just don't think that is his natural role, and especially when how obsessed and Arne Slot, and rightly so, is with a extra man in build-up phase. We are struggling. We are struggling for a man to stretch the opposition, and I just don't see the right balance. I think we'll see it in different situations when it's warranted, but from the start, you're expecting your guy to, really stretch the right back and keep the bitch big. I don't think, especially for a guy number 10 who needs to feel the football on his boots all the time, and he goes in deep areas looking for it because he's a feeler. I just can't see it. I just cannot see it.
Sorry, I might be dropping in and out here. My internet's not great. I don't know what's happened.
It's that bloody weather in Merseyside, isn't it? It's the weather, isn't it?
It must be that weather, Ben.
Yeah, I know. Might well be.
Don't bring that internet to watch along tomorrow, Ben.
But it's all over the place.
Ben, can you hear me?
I know, yeah, I know.
Listen, who have you got? I've got
Isak it's just.
Huh?
I've got the question is, who have you got captain for fantasy? Yeah, I've got Isak captain tomorrow.
I got Haaland.
Even if he plays 30 minutes, I've still put him captain.
You crazy nutter.
I got Isak in my
You
team
know what?
today. Man. I thought,
Haaland was my captain last week.
Same as me.
I need to look at the
That
fixtures.
sounds better. Yeah. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying about Vert. I just feel as though the direction of travel is you want our best midfield in midfield, and our title winner midfield last season was those three. And I think all of their attributes complement each other so much. He wants McAllister in the team. So Bosley started the last 3 games in the team at right back, but now we've got both right backs fit. I just feel like it makes sense, and I just think Cody's not offering enough. And the other big thing is actually Vert does his heat map in majority of games is on the left hand side. Generally speaking, it is on the left. McAllister's heat map's on the left hand side. Got Gakpo hugs the left hand side, and I just feel that they're getting in each other's space a little bit. So I feel like if you take Gakpo, I'll go out. You have Vert there, then it allows McAllister to operate a little bit deeper. Allows Szoboszlai to press from the front a little bit more and have those legs. And I just feel like Vert with a bit more space, he'll just open up and create a little bit more. I just like to see it. We'll see. I think that's what will happen as the season goes on.
A question on what Ben has said. Works off the left. Do you give license for Kirkers then to be a bit more expansive going forward then?
You have to.
Because he has been disciplined in the first 3 or 4 games. Try to stay back as long as possible and then have a little crack. 20 minutes to go to the game. He becomes a little bit more he becomes that fifth attacker for the front 3 or between words as well. Do you give him then license from the off?
It has to be. There is no other choice.
Balance.
When your winger on paper comes inside, someone has to hold width. And if it's McAllister, it's for Kirkes to go hold the width, then he needs to start on the halfway line. And then what McAllister has to do is split the left back and the left side is centre back and receive in the third centre back options. As we saw Thiago, you mentioned him early in the show, to do a Thiago role. That is the way. And that's the dynamic. And for Slot to go from what he's doing right now to be really, really aggressive and to change it to that sort of role and that sort of dynamic, like I said, it will happen in game states when we're chasing games. We saw it with Gravenberch playing from centre-back options, positions and coming into midfield and stuff like that. He is brave when he's chasing games. But starting, I just cannot see it. What I can see is Florian Wirtz doing that sort of role away at PSG, where you need to engineer some control in the game. Away to Arsenal, when you need an extra man in midfield for some control in the game and live up to physicality. I cannot see Florian Wirtz at home to Everton, where, against compact teams, there is only very, very few places on the pitch where you need to create isolation and you get those 1v1 situations. And I'm not saying Cody Gakpo is Mohamed Salah peak. He's not. But what he is better at, Florian Wirtz, is, generally speaking, that's not even his greatest strength, but he can run at someone, come inside and shoot a lot better than Florian Wirtz can.
Predictions? I've already said it from last week. This is the game. And I heard you know saying week in, week out, words. You have nothing done words. This is the game where he scores a worldie. Tomorrow's the day, mid-game afternoon, and Tina's going to ring me as well. When you're on the watch along, hey, listen, young man, when he scores, you ring me at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, Avi, Putter.
No. What you need to do, Cheen.
You will sing my praise.
You're
and Promo will say whatever he wants to you.
You said to me we couldn't get him. I fucking said we could get him. So shut the fuck up and sit back down. You said to me you couldn't get him. I said we couldn't get him. Sit back down, man. Sit back down.
He's the one who really said, Asim. He's the one. Asim, he's the reason one. Asim, he said only 3-4 players this summer. Only 3 players this summer. Only 3 players summer. Take that up your 2 out for 3-4 players. We did a reset. Like I said. Like I said. Ball. We did a reset, like I said. None of this 3-4 players, bro. I said we're going to do a reset. We got a reset.
I'm Sam, mate. How are you? I'm just reading.
Ben, what's the name of your right back? Frimpong.
My right back, Frimpong.
Time for Liverpool.
Hey, Cheen.
Hey, we all make mistakes. Who's the guy
alongside Frimpong?
Eh?
Who's the guy next to Frimpong? The one who signed a new contract already?
Listen.
Oh no. Is our left back Heto? Heto, yeah.
Look at this guy.
You are
This guy.
the
This is the guy. Listen, we all have blunders, but this is the guy. And you know, to be fair to him, he had a reprieve last weekend. This is the guy who said to me, Fabio Carvalho would be a Ballon d'Or winner at Liverpool. This is what I'm dealing with on this channel, Ben. That's what I'm dealing with. This is the guy that wanted Gravenberch sold after a half a season. He said, sell Gravenberch in summer. Sell him after a season. You said that. You said that. Okay?
That's a lie.
I think we're going to go with
That
predictions.
is a lie. That is a lie.
I'm saying 3-1 Liverpool.
I go 2-0 Liverpool.
I don't even know what I predicted during the day, you know.
Go on, Cheen, your prediction.
2-0. Actually, no, it can't be the same. It can't be the same with Asim.
No, you can. Why?
No, I don't like.
Why is that taboo?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Then you say 2-0 Everton then.
I'm
You say
right.
2-0 Everton then.
2-1. Liverpool.
2-1. Ben?
Everton 1, Liverpool 4.
Oh, we play that Goodison tomorrow. Not Goodison.
We
Will
are going to
Dickhead
smash
Stadium, where we
these
call it.
tomorrow. We are going to smash them tomorrow.
It would be nice to do a number on
4-1.
4-1.
I think we'll create a few chances, Asim. If you know what, we need an early goal. That's what all I'll say. We need an early goal. We really need an early goal. So, guys, this has been a chip and Cheen. It hasn't been as lively as we wanted it, but it's okay.
It was guppy.
We're working ourselves up. We're working ourselves up. Guys, what time are you all going live for the watch along?
12 o'clock, midday. So, guys, make sure all of you, if you tune into our watch along, we will be going live at 12 o'clock tomorrow at midday. Liverpool versus Everton. You can have it on your TVs, but listen to us in the background if you guys are there. But you know what? I want to see also everybody else's predictions, man. 1-0,
4-0, 3-0. Someone said 1-0 Everton.
Take there, 5-0.
Whoever said 1-0 Everton? I bet it was promo because he's got shit fucking football reviews. He's come for me here as well. He's backed you up here. You're our boy promo.
Yeah, because you told him
Flat
to
house.
I was joking with him, man. You know,
you can't use F-bombs anymore. You shouldn't use F-bombs.
Oh, yeah, Avi. Yo,
shut up.
Coming at you. You bloody hell. You flipping block people that said anything wrong about you. Forget me having a go.
A question for the panel from Rayan.
I want to ask you guys.
No, I've got a question from Rayan first before you go.
Okay, of course.
Question for the panel. What can McAllister do that Curtis Jones can't? Do you not let you answer that?
You know, I
win a World Cup.
You know what? Go on, G. Go on, Ben.
Go on, Ben.
That's what I need to say.
Go on, Ben Mullane. Ben Mullane.
I love Rian. He's an absolute legend, but if he thinks that Jones is as good as McAllister, he needs to have a big, massive word with himself.
It's all right, Rayan. It's okay, Ben. You know, if you're on the chat, aren't you, Ben? And you said a few things today, Rayan. I'll let you off. I didn't react on the group. I was going to be nice to you regarding Florian Wirtz. I thought, you know what? I'm in a good mood. I'm going to catch you on a bad day. When I'm in a bad mood, that's when I'll come for you.
Slot is a big fan of Curtis Jones, though. Let's not forget about that. He is a big fan of Curtis Jones. Regardless of the debate.
Jones is a great squad player.
Regardless of the question, yeah. And Curtis Jones, the appearances that he's been brought to the bench, like the Arsenal game, I thought he was good. I thought against Newcastle, he was really good. This is the season where Curtis Jones needs to get away from these niggling injuries and be a lot more consistent. We'll probably see him against Southampton. We may see some minutes tomorrow as well against Everton.
He might be first for Curtis Jones.
Yeah. Asim, you wanted to ask a question? Feel free, please.
Since we're playing the Blues tomorrow, where do you think Everton will finish?
They've got 7 points from 4. They're 6th position. David Moyes, when the board start believing in him, like the West Ham, we had a good season at West Ham, won the Conference Cup, wherever they won, that Mickey Mouse European Cup, but for them it was big. He does do well. We've seen him do well at clubs. I think top 10 would be a great finish for them. New stadium. Yeah. You know, he's got a good squad. Jack Grealish is back on form. I like him. Igor Ibrahim, that midfielder. Gay. You know, Dewey's Hall can play a bit. They've got good players. I like the look of Jake O'Brien. I like James Garner as well. I think top 10 would be a good finish for them, Asim. And then you got Branthwaite, Tarkowski, a bit of a, experience.
Branthwaite's out. Is he still tomorrow?
I don't think he's back. Yeah. I do like Teno Barry though. The Villarreal striker who's joined.
Yeah.
Them. I do like the look of him. I do like the look.
Nothing yet.
Is Branthwaite out for tomorrow's game?
He is. He is. He's out. He's out for the season.
Huh?
No, he's out for a couple of games.
He doesn't even know his injury. Fucking.
And enjoy. Enjoy reminds me of Steven Pienaar. Remember when Pienaar was at the Everton?
Oh, yeah,
he reminds me of that kind of player, but he's got
Peanuts with Baines.
Yeah, Pienaar and Baines.
And Seamus Coleman's still at the club as well. So
Tim Cahill.
I think Garner will be left back as well tomorrow because Mikalenko's still injured, isn't he?
Yeah.
Blues are playing well though, they're all right, but I want them to come with a little bit of confidence, a bit of swagger, because Moyes can't deal with the in between. If he will be desperate to get a result. That's the one thing that he hasn't done yet. He hasn't won a trophy for Everton, and he hasn't won at Anfield, and he will be desperate to win at Anfield, and he knows that'll be difficult. But he won't put 10 men behind the ball. He'll if he can, he's got to play. He's got a front, he's got a front three of Grealish and Kieran Dewsbury and Beto. So he can't defend he can't sit behind the ball for 90 minutes. He's got to have a go. So I think it'll be a good game.
Mikalenko, someone said that he's back to him. I'm not sure. But he's always had a good game against Salah as well, Mikalenko.
Crowd need to be up tomorrow. It's half.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, good shout. Yeah, and it'll be lashing down as well, so it'll be rough.
Why don't you go then, innit? The crowd needs you tomorrow. They need Asim tomorrow. Asim.
They need Cheen.
I know. Yeah, they need Cheen more than me.
Flipping heck.
I need bed. That's what I need.
Anything else? Are we all good?
We're all good.
Anything else, Fred?
Nope. Early start for me. Off to the land of BNR tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be an early start. But yeah, looking forward to it.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu tomorrow, Ben, for lunch? You're gonna go stick with the fish and chips or chicken pie tomorrow, maybe?
Well, I'm open. Might try and get a breakfast instead beforehand.
Good.
Aye.
Asim, anything else?
No, Avi, really good show. A really good host when you want to be. So maybe we see you more often.
Cheen's hosting the next Friday. Cheen?
This guy owes us minimum five shows of Chip and Team where he's hosting every single one. So you'll be pretty. You've done 2 now. You got 3 to go.
Mona, why do you ask a question? Yeah, Pakistan cricket team is in tatters. We know India cheat. Like, I don't care who we got. Yeah, there's no point even asking that question because
who you guys got with Pakistan and India? I didn't even know they're playing. I'll be honest with you.
They're playing in Dubai. And if apparently Pakistan hadn't. If they refused to participate, they would have got a $15 million fine. The PCB. They're literally tied. Their hands are tied behind the back to play in this tournament.
What tournament is it?
Asia Cup, innit?
Asia Cup.
Quick prediction on the other massive game of the weekend, Arsenal City.
1-1.
I think Arsenal beat Manchester City on Sunday.
Yeah.
Is that Emirates?
2-1 City.
At the Emirates, yeah. I think City beat Arsenal.
You changed your tune. When you did the prediction show, you said Arsenal were going to win.
Did I? How do you remember that?
You're lying again.
That's amazing. That I can't even remember what I said, but yeah, I am.
I said Arsenal then, and I still say Arsenal.
Haaland is in the form of his life at the moment.
I think it's going to be 2-1 City.
Ben. Not only Haaland, Foden.
Foden's playing well, yeah.
Foden looks for
Still got Saka out, haven't they, Arsenal?
You won't see Foden on Sunday.
Really?
What do you reckon?
Yadrak.
I'm not having Arsenal at the moment. I'm just not having them. Like, even Forest last week, there's that Zubamendi flipping Weldy, there was a deflection. Then he had another deflection off the header. They don't score from open play hardly at all.
Let's ease up on some negative words towards Zubamendi. Come on.
Zubamendi.
All right, guys. This has been guys.
Big weekend.
Please like and subscribe. No super chats today. What's going on? Chip and Cheen, guys, this has been Chip and Cheen from Born and Red. Please like and subscribe. On our way to 20k, we are at 17k, and this last hurdle between 17 and 20 is always a bit of a slog, so please help us and spread the word. Guys, see you tomorrow. Good luck. Let's hope Liverpool win. 3 points, 5 out of 5, top of the league. Thank you. Bye-bye.